The world watched in astonishment. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy made a bold declaration. He offered to resign. His condition: peace for Ukraine, or immediate NATO membership. This dramatic statement came during the Ukraine Year 2025 conference in Kyiv. The date was February 23, 2025. 3 years into a brutal war, Zelenskyy put his own future aside. His priority: the safety and security of his nation. Zelenskyy's leadership has been tested like never before. Since Russia's invasion in 2022, he has been a beacon of hope. His courage and determination have rallied Ukrainians. Now, he was willing to step down, not out of weakness but out of a deep love for his country. His message was clear. He was prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice for peace. Zelenskyy's offer sent shockwaves across the globe. It was a stark reminder of the human cost of the conflict. It also highlighted the desperate need for a resolution. The world waited with bated breath. Would this be a turning point in the war, or would it be another chapter in a tragic saga? The international community grappled with the implications of Zelenskyy's offer. Some saw it as a sign of strength, a willingness to put the needs of his people above his own ambitions. Others viewed it with trepidation, fearing it could create a dangerous power vacuum in Ukraine. One thing was certain: Zelenskyy's declaration had injected a new sense of urgency into the search for peace. The situation in Ukraine is further complicated by the shadow of former U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump has been a vocal critic of Zelenskyy. He has repeatedly made baseless accusations against the Ukrainian president. He even went so far as to call Zelenskyy a dictator. This is a blatant falsehood. Zelenskyy was democratically elected with a resounding 73% of the vote. His popularity is a testament to his leadership during these trying times. Trump's attempts to undermine Zelenskyy are not new. He has consistently spread misinformation about Ukraine. One such instance is his claim that Ukraine owes the U.S. $500 billion. This is simply untrue. The funds in question were grants, not loans, given to support Ukraine's development and security. Trump's insistence on portraying these grants as debts is a deliberate attempt to sow discord and undermine U.S.-Ukraine relations. Trump's motives for targeting Zelenskyy are unclear. Some speculate that he is trying to appease Russian President Vladimir Putin. Others believe he is using Ukraine as a pawn in his own domestic political games. Whatever his reasons, Trump's actions are deeply unhelpful. They threaten to derail any progress towards peace in the region. The international community must see through Trump's dangerous rhetoric. It's crucial to recognize his claims about Zelenskyy and Ukraine for what they are: baseless and harmful. The focus should remain on supporting Zelenskyy and the Ukrainian people in their fight for freedom and sovereignty. Amidst the ongoing conflict, a glimmer of hope emerged. The U.S. and Russia resumed high-level talks. The venue: Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov led their respective delegations. The talks were shrouded in secrecy, with both sides tight-lipped about the details. The world watched with cautious optimism, hoping for a breakthrough. However, a shadow loomed over these talks. Former U.S. President Donald Trump injected himself into the conversation. He pledged to initiate separate peace talks. His plan? To exclude Ukraine from the negotiations. This dangerous proposition was met with outrage from Kyiv and its allies. Zelenskyy was steadfast in his response. He declared that any U.S.-Russia agreement that sidelined Ukraine was unacceptable. Trump's insistence on excluding Ukraine from the peace process is deeply concerning. It reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of the conflict. Ukraine is not a pawn to be traded between superpowers. It is a sovereign nation with the right to determine its own destiny. Any attempt to impose a solution without Ukraine's full participation is doomed to fail. The international community must stand firm in its support for Ukraine's inclusion in any peace talks. Ignoring Ukraine's voice will only prolong the conflict and exacerbate the suffering of its people. A sustainable peace can only be achieved through a negotiated settlement that addresses the concerns of all parties involved, including and especially Ukraine. Despite the ongoing war and political machinations, the spirit of Ukraine remains unbroken. The Ukrainian people have shown incredible resilience in the face of adversity. They have come together to defend their homeland, their unity a testament to their national pride. Citizens from all walks of life have taken up arms, volunteering to fight alongside their professional soldiers. However, the situation on the ground remains dire. Russia continues its relentless assault on Ukraine. The latest wave of attacks has been particularly brutal. On the night of February 22 to 23, 2025, Russia launched the largest drone attack since the war began. A staggering 267 drones targeted Ukrainian cities and infrastructure. While Ukrainian air defenses managed to intercept 138 drones, the scale of the attack highlights the ongoing threat faced by the nation. The drone attack was not an isolated incident. In the preceding week, Russia unleashed a barrage of firepower on Ukraine. Over 1,150 attack drones, 1,400 guided aerial bombs, and 35 missiles rained down on Ukrainian soil. The human cost of this aggression is immeasurable. A missile attack on the city of Kryvyi Rih on February 22, 2025, resulted in 1 death and 5 injuries. Countless families have been torn apart by the violence. Despite the relentless attacks, Zelenskyy remains defiant. He has called for stronger air defense systems to protect Ukrainian cities from Russian aggression. He has also appealed to the international community for continued support, both military and humanitarian. The message is clear: Ukraine will not be broken. The fight for freedom and sovereignty continues.